there, readers. Welcome back to the Reader's Garden. So here's our plan for day 2. We're going to start out by doing our new concept review. Then we'll head over, do some word work practice, our regular word practice and review, and then we'll finish up with connected text, reading, and writing.
Phonics connects sounds and symbols, unlocking code increasingly nimble, like wings for words. It'll lift you high with every sound. You soar, you fly.
So let's get started with our new concept review. Hi readers! Today we're going to be doing lesson 44, where we learn that the grapheme, or the two letters C and K, spell the sound K, K. And I made this picture for you, and we're going to learn a little bit more about what they're doing in this picture and why it's important to the sound K. Now you've learned a few lessons back that the sound K can be made by the letter C, like in the beginning of the word cat, k, at, or by the letter K, like in the beginning of the word key, k, e, key. Now here's a new piece of information for you to know. When you hear the sound k at the end of a word, like in the word duck, and that k comes after a short vowel, like in the word duck, you spell that k sound with a C and a K. So again, when you hear a short vowel sound and then a k sound coming at the end of that word, you can assume it will be spelled with CK, making the k sound. And I put this image here to help make it linked in your mind, to sort of glue it in there. We've got luck, our little luck clover, and a duck, a luck duck. Here's another way to help you remember the CK sound. So here's my two guys. I have my C and my K, and at the bottom it says C and K pick a black truck with a duck. All right, can you say that with me? C and K pick a black truck with a duck. What's the sound you hear through that whole sentence? I keep hearing the sound k, k, k. Why? Because C and K, when they're teamed up together at the end of a word, make the sound k. So C and K, when they're teamed up, we call that a consonant digraph. A digraph means two letters that are working together to make one sound. And we have the C and the K doing that as a team. Here's two examples of seeing that C and K at the end of the word, which is really the only spot we're going to see it, in the words rock, and the word truck, truck. So now you know 3 ways to make the k sound. We can make it with the C by itself, we can make it with the K by itself, and we can make it with the CK digraph. CK can team up with all of our vowels and their short vowel sounds to make a sound that we can use in a word. So ACK, ack, ECK, ek, ICK, ick, OCK, ock, UCK, uck. And let's practice using those in a bunch of different words. When A and C come together, we get ack. So let's read these ack words. We have black, quack, pack, and snack. Did you notice? They all rhyme because they all end in ack. Let's read them again. Black, quack, pack, snack. When E and CK come together, we get ek. So let's read these ek words. We have ek, deck, fleck, neck, and peck. Let's read them all together. Deck, fleck, neck, and peck. When I and CK come together, we get ick. But it doesn't always make an icky word. So we get the words brick, kick, quick, and trick. Let's read them all together. Brick, kick, quick, and trick. When O and CK come together, we get awk. So we have our awk words. We have block, clock, rock, and sock. Read them with me. Block, clock, rock, and sock. And finally, when U and CK come together, we get words that end in uck. So for example, we have buck, luck, stuck, and truck. Read them with me. Buck, luck, stuck, and truck. Do you remember the way we learned to make the k sound with our mouth and with our voices? So the way we make the k sound is it happens in the back of our mouth. You have your tongue at the back of your mouth, and it's a stop sound, meaning we can't stretch it. So our voice is off for this sound. So remember, we are going to go k, 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 and we will feel that in our throats, but we're not going to feel it vibrating because it is an unvoiced sound. So k, k, k. And we are using our tongue in the back of our mouth. Can you do it with me? K, k, k. As a way to help you remember the CK Digraph, I made you this poster and this coloring page. This contains that helpful sentence, C and K pick a black truck with a duck. And it helps remember that C and K together make what sound? They make K. So you can find this to download in the link below in my Teachers Pay Teachers store. It's time now for us to head over for some word work.
All right, readers, now it's time for our word work mat practice. Mrs. Gardner is going to guide us to build and change words. We'll use our word work mats to help us break apart and put together letters to build a variety of words. Make sure you listen carefully. Are you ready? Let's get started.
Check it out. Our word work board is growing, and we even are going to add our new sound. We're going to add our CK digraph to this digraph line. So we have lots to work with today. Let's get started and make the word tick. Tick. So I need a t, I, and then I'm going to use this guy. Tick, t, ick. Now what would I need to do to change tick to trick? Tick to trick. I'm going to need a tr. So I'm going to scoot this down one and slide in my T, and I get trick, trick. Now please take off that I from your trick, and let's replace it with a new vowel. Bring up a U, and the word becomes truck, truck. Now, how would I change truck to tuck? Truck to tuck. I'll take off my and I scoot that over, and now the word becomes tuck. Like I tuck my shirt in to look a little fancier. Tuck. Now, I would like to see what happens if I bring an S up in the very beginning. I'm going to use it and scoot everything down just so, and I get the word stuck, stuck. Please take off your U and put an I back there. And what do we get now? The word becomes stick. Like if you take a sticker and stick it on something, it's probably going to stick. Stick. So stick becomes sick. How? What do we need to do to make stick become sick? Oh, we'll take off the t and we get sick. Well, I hope we don't get sick. Oh, no, thank you. Please bring up a P to put in place of that S. And it's going to go right there in the beginning. And the word becomes pick, pick. Like I pick you to be on my team. Take off that P now, and we're going to bring up this lowercase l, put it in the beginning, and the word is what? The word is lick. Like I like to lick an ice cream cone. I'd like to change lick to lock. How am I going to do that? I will need a new vowel sound. I need the ah sound, so let's bring up our O. Lock, lock. Now bring up your B and slide it in the front. What word do you get now? The word becomes block. Block, like building with a building block or a Lego block. Now, I'd like to change block to black. What vowel sound do you hear making that ah? Yep, it's that A, the short A sound, making a black, black. I'm going to take off the B. We have lack, and I'm going to bring up an S to go in the beginning, and the word becomes slack. Slack, like give me some slack on this rope so I can keep climbing. Slack. Ooh, now we're going to change it to one of my favorite words. Take off this L, bring up an N, and the word is snack. Snack. I love a snack, right? I love my favorite really is chocolate covered pretzels. So I guess they're more of a treat than a snack. What happens if we take off that N and slide the S over? We get sack, sack. And finally, I'd like you to change sack to pack. So you'll need a what? You'll need a P. Bring that P up, take off the S, put it in the beginning, and the word becomes pack. Pack. All right, we did a lot of word changes today and made it through a pretty long chain of words that had k at the end. So let's bring the k back to its home spot. We have paw. Let's take off the P. We have A, and let's put that away, and we're all set for another day. Let's go do our irregular word practice and review.
Some words are expected, phonics rules they obey. Other words are irregular, they go their own way. Irregular words don't sound the way they're written. We can't just decode them, the rules they don't fit in. So we'll practice and we'll learn them. Ready, let's start. And soon you'll know all these irregular words by heart.
Our new heart word is goes. Say it with me. Goes. Here's a sentence. He goes to school every day. Now, can you use goes in a sentence? This is the word goes. We will write G-O-E-S. And now skywrite this word in the air while I write it in red. G-O-E-S. Now, what part of this word is irregular? The part that is irregular is this E and S together, making the word say goes instead of goes. And so we just have to remember that this part is unexpected and irregular, and that goes is spelled G-O-E-S. Stick your arm out, please. G-O-E-S, goes. Swipe them together, do it again. G-O-E-S, goes. Let's learn the heart word says. Say it with me. Says. Here's a sentence. Mom says it's time to go to bed. Can you use says in a sentence? This is the word says. Let's write it. S-A-Y-S. Now skywrite it in the air, please, as I go over it one more time. S-A-Y-S. Now there's a few things about this word that make it irregular. So first of all, we would expect this right here to say, but that's not how we say the word says. This word is says. We would expect this word to say says or sace, but nope. So this is unexpected because this is saying and we'd expect it to say a. And this is unexpected because we'd expect it to say s, and it's saying z. So says, says. The word is says. Stick your arm out. S-A-Y-S, says. Do it again. S-A-Y-S, says.
Today, we are going to learn a new heart word. The word is your. Say it with me, your. Let's use the word your in a sentence. For example, is this your book? Now you try using your in a sentence.
Let's write the word your. Your is spelled Y-O-U-R. Again, how is that word spelled? This word is spelled Y-O-U-R.
And what part of this word is irregular? The part that is irregular is this O and this U, because together we kind of expect them to make our. And so when we would expect this word to be spelled yower, but it's not, it's your. Let's spell this word out on our arm. Please stick your arm out and we will tap Y-O-U-R. Swipe them together. Do it again. Y-O-U-R, your.
Let's learn the heart word want. Say it with me, want. Here's a sentence. I want to eat pizza. Now, what do you want to do today? Try to use the word want in a sentence.
Let's write the word want. Want is spelled W-A-N-T. Feel free to skywrite this in the air while I'm writing it out. Let's go again. W-A-N-T. And what part of the word want is irregular? Do you know? The irregular part is this, the A. Now the short A sound is a. So we would expect this word to be want, but it's not. This is the word want. And so we would sort of expect it to be spelled W-O-N-T, but it's not. It's W-A-N-T. Let's go ahead and do it on our arm. W-A-N-T, want. Do it again with me. W-A-N-T, want.
Today's heart word is go. Say it with me, go. Here's a sentence. I am ready to go to the park. Now, where would you like to go?
This is the word go. We spell go, G-O. Let's go over that again. Skywrite with me while I write it on this card. G-O. Now the part that is sort of unexpected is this O saying O instead of ah. We haven't really learned yet about when O says its name. So I'm going to actually put this heart inside a little box because this is a temporarily irregular word. So how do we spell go? G-O, go. Do it on your arm with me. G-O spells go.
Our next heart word is no. Say it with me, no. Here's a sentence. I said no to the rotten banana. Can you think of a time you might say no?
This is the word no. We spell no, N-O. I'm going to go over again with marker, and while I do that, skywrite it in the air. N-O spells no. And the part that's irregular is this O making O instead of ah. And so this is temporarily irregular for us because we haven't really learned about that long O sound yet. So this is the word no. Stick your arm out, please. N-O, no. Do it again. N-O spells no.
Let's learn the heart word so. Say it with me. So. Here's a sentence. It's raining, so we'll play inside. Can you use so in a sentence?
This is the word so. We spell so, S-O. Now skywrite that in the air with me, please, while I trace it in orange. S-O. Now the part that's irregular or unusual about this is, again, that letter O is making a strong, long O sound. We would expect it to say ah, but it's saying O. So this part is irregular, and we will learn more about that long O sound later. And let's do this on our arm. Stick your arm out, please. S-O, so. Do it again. S-O spells so. Our last stop for today is our connected text reading and writing practice. Let's head over now. I've got our connected text page for lesson 44, and we are focusing on the digraph pair CK, which makes what sound? It makes the sound K. So let's see if we can spot that as we read. Let's go ahead and read this first sentence. First, we'll count how many words we're expecting to read. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. And what's the end mark you see? I see a period. Do you? So it's a statement. And do we see any CK pairs? Yep, I see a CK pair here and here and here. And we circle them so that we're preparing our mind for that to be the thing we're reading. Okay, let's read. There's some familiar words here and some new ones for us to decode. Mom, packs. Mom packs a snack. Mom packs a snack for Jack. Mom packs a snack for Jack. That was our first sentence. Let's go to the next one. We'll be reading 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 words. And do we see some CK team pairs here? We have one there. I see one here and also one there. And there is a period ending our sentence. Let's read. The truck. The truck is stuck. The truck is stuck in the muck. The truck is stuck in the muck. That sounds very challenging to get out and deal with. No bueno. And finally, let's see if I can use some orange. I have all these fun highlighters. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 words. We are ending with a period here. And do we have, yep, we have our CK and I see another CK right there. Let's read. I want to pick a brick. I want to pick a brick. This makes me think of if you go to the Lego store in certain cities, there's a wall of Lego canisters or containers, and you can pick the bricks that you want to purchase. You get to pick a brick, and it's really fun. My son is really into Lego, and so we've had the opportunity to go to that shop before, and it was really exciting. All right, let's read it all. Mom packs a snack for Jack. The truck is stuck in the muck. I want to pick a brick. Excellent reading, and it's time for us to write.
Please make sure you have something to write with, like a pencil.
And please make sure you have something to write on, like a piece of paper, or a whiteboard will do just fine too.
Here is your first sentence. It's actually a question, so you're going to need a question mark. Does the clock go tick-tock? 5 words. Nope, 6 words. Does the clock go tick-tock? So let's mark it out and we'll put the question. Does the clock go tick-tock? Question mark. And remember, we are really focusing on the CK team as we're writing. Does the clock go tick-tock? Please write that, pause the video, come back to check. So we're starting with a capital D for does. Does the, we know that, we write the a lot. Does the oh, here we're going to use that CK. Clock. Does the clock go tick? CK again. Tick. And we've got tock. Does the clock go tick-tock? Now this is the proper spelling of the word tick and talk. Words, tick and talk. However, you might have seen the app TikTok where they just spell it, I think it's TIKTOK. And sometimes in names of products, they'll spell things incorrectly on purpose. But typically we would spell tick and talk with a CK. All right, side note on that. Let's go ahead and go to our next sentence. It is, Jack has to pack the truck. Jack has to pack the truck. 6 words. Let's mark it out so we've got a plan. Jack has to pack the truck. Period. All right, let's review what you're writing. Jack has to pack the truck. Go ahead and write that, pause, and come back. All right, capital J, because we're writing someone's name. Jack. Oh, got that CK ending. Jack has. It's just sometimes we pronounce it has, sometimes has, depending on our emphasis in the sentence. Jack has to pack CK the truck. Jack has to pack the truck. We always pack up our van when we're going to go camping. So maybe he's going camping. The last sentence, I want to run the track or run at the track. I want to run at the track. I want to run at the track. We're going to need to move our camera down a little bit so you can see. Whoop, sorry. Hopefully that didn't make you woozy at all. Here we go. I want to run at the track. I want to run at the track. Oh my golly, we're almost out of space there. All right, so you're going to write, I want to run at the track. Pause the video, come back and check. I want, we use that A, even though it sounds like it would be an O. I want to run at the track. CK for that CK ending. I want to run at the track. That is perhaps the most we've ever written. I think it might be. All right, let's go ahead and read everything we have here. I'll get out a reading pen and let's read. Does the clock go tick-tock? Jack has to pack the truck. I want to run at the track. Excellent job today with your writing. Lesson complete. You did it. You are all done with this lesson.
Phonics connects sounds and symbols, unlocking code increasingly nimble. Like wings for words, it'll lift you high with every sound you soar. You fly, you fly, you fly, you